Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday, the 1st of March, Gary.
It is, Philip. Autumn is in the air. It's here.
First day of autumn. What happened to
That's it.
summer?
Went
Can you
too
just
fast.
run that past me again? Because summer was here and then it's gone.
It went very quickly, didn't it, Philip?
Wasn't
it
a
seemed
hot
to be
summer?
gone in a moment. Well, we didn't spend the whole time in Melbourne, as did I. We went to some cold places,
Okay.
which was actually quite stupid because there's no better place on the planet
Than
in
Melbourne?
summer than Melbourne,
Yeah,
I reckon.
yeah.
How
Summer
good is
in
it?
Melbourne,
You've got the tennis,
you know-
you've got the Security Festival, you've got White Night, you've got the poker tournament at Crown, you've
Do you
got
know,
everything.
people come from all over the world to go
Yeah.
to the Australian Open.
Yes.
And those people that do
Yeah.
rave about
Well,
Melbourne.
why wouldn't you? It's
Yeah.
the best city in the world.
Because if you
We
think about the
forget.
rest of the world, we talk
Yeah.
about the Northern Hemisphere or
Yeah.
America. I don't know whether that's Northern Hemisphere or not. I suppose it is. But it's freezing over there, and they come, and Melbourne is alive. It's colourful. It's vibrant. It's exciting. There's so much going
more-
on.
and-
Summer in Melbourne, we love it.
The more people that find out about it, the more people will come. And I'm not leaving Melbourne next summer. I just love it here. I might go to Sydney, but love it, love it.
Yep.
But let's talk about the real estate market, Philip, and the weekend that was. Let's get straight into the results because we sold.
How proud are we of our team, Gary?
We're very proud of our
We
team.
said that in the sales meeting yesterday,
did.
where we said
They're working
our
hard.
systems, our
And
people,
processes.
our processes
Yes.
ensure that our clients have a dream
do.
ride. But third week in the row where we have smashed the real estate market.
Put up the
apart.
towers, Philip. Let's not hang out any
Gary,
longer.
73% clearance rate for the industry, but there we are, almost 92% clearance again
Yes.
for us, 21 out of 23 with the other two
awesome.
currently under negotiation. So I don't think it'll take us long on the house that we passed in Lygon Street.
No.
Beautiful house.
It was a beautiful
Yep.
house, Phil. We're close there. And of course, the
Yep.
other we'll put it up on the screen very
Yep.
quickly. You can buy this one
That's
right
a
now.
screamingly good buy, 4
that is
bedrooms,
a-
2 bathrooms,
that's
and a
great value.
swimming pool. And then, of course, Orong Road, the apartment there
Well,
at
I've got to
Natanya.
tell you, it's a beautiful building, Phil, and what a great apartment, great entertaining areas, this amazing wraparound balcony, and I think it's just under $1.2 million. We'll buy that now, Phil. It's in a small boutique block with underground
That's
parking.
enough of pushing
It's a
that
beauty.
property, Gary. Let's get into the whys and wherefores of the real estate market.
Let's talk about some of our results, shall we?
Gary, we had some fantastic results both across Saturday and Sunday. Interesting with the talk that's going on nationally about the housing market and what's happening to prices. All I can say, viewers, is this weekend we saw prices go up. There was clear evidence of that, and given in mind we sold properties, what our most expensive sale was around $500,000.
Yep.
Our most expensive sale went up to well over $2 million.
Yes, it did.
So we covered the marketplace in all of the market segments, and we saw strong bidding from multiple parties right across the board. So viewers, disregard the idle chatter. The facts on the ground are very clear. Prices went up.
Let's get into reviewing some of them, Philip. We started off in Carnegie on Saturday in Warnack Road. Now, this one was auctioned by Leor Samuel, and it sold particularly well. The reserve price on that, Philip, was $760,000, which was right at the top of the range. Sold for $850,500. What a
Gary,
great price.
I want to talk about that result because that was it was a villa.
Yes, it was.
And it was a nice villa.
Yes, it was.
But you wouldn't say it was standout material.
No.
And yet the price is a new high. And that's a theme right across as we go through this. Tell us about another one.
Carlisle Street, 15 at 311 Carlisle Street. Jeremy Rosen's auctioned that one, Philip. The reserve was $550,000, which was right at the top of the range, or just a little over. Sold for $625,000. Multiple bidders.
And Gary, once again, a nondescript building, nice
Yes.
building, but nondescript. No standout feature there. The standout feature though is location. Carlisle Street, obviously a fantastic location, but a very, very solid price. Competitive bidding there.
It was. Well done to Jeremy Rosens on that one. I had the pleasure of auctioning together with Adam. Well, he handled it so superbly. Property in Kooyong Road, Elswick, 2 at 345 Kooyong Road, Elswick. Philip, reserve was $650,000, pretty much on the market the first bid, and got up to $786,000.
How many bidders?
I think it was 5 or 6 bidders on that. Very solid,
So,
Philip. It was written about in the Age on Sunday.
Viewers, consider this. If we have 2 people bidding at an auction, that's great. 3 people is wonderful. 4 and beyond is incredible. And once again, to talk about the market, the depth of interest, the quality of bidding, the number of people bidding, the people going through open for inspections, we can only say that the market is moving strongly and going up.
We joined forces in the P and Highway, Philip. What an exciting auction that was. Prices undisclosed, unfortunately,
Really?
but it was auctioned with another agent last year. Philip, we had a fantastic Sunday. The auction in Bamber Road you did, that was a ripper. The one that you did with Elsa and Glenn Bricker.
Yeah, I did 2 in Bamber Road.
did?
That was fabulous. A villa which we thought we'd get high sixes, $700,000.
Reserve was just over 7, Philip.
Got $805,000.
802 I've got noted here, but that's
Okay.
okay. You're prone to exaggerate. $3,000 will let you get away with.
Moved down the road to a lovely house where we had a reserve of $1,265,000.
Prices undisclosed on that one, Philip.
Sold well in excess of the reserve.
Haven't
Once again,
breached
you
any
pulled me up.
confidentiality there,
But the
yes.
auction I want to talk about is the auction that I did in Inkerman Street in St Kilda.
Price undisclosed there as well.
Well,
Yeah, what can we do?
Sold hundreds of thousands of
Yeah.
dollars.
How many bidders do you have on that one? Let's put it up on the screen.
I had, I think, 5 bidders on that.
Yeah.
And there were another 2 or 3 that were there and accounted for, but didn't have an opportunity to get into the market. That was, it was a beautiful property, but really, really solid price.
Now, Philip, before we move on to talk about some of the offerings this weekend, now this weekend we have a bumper crop, Philip, because I think we've got 12 out of 24.
Undisclosed prices.
Well, you know, that's the respect we give our buyers and
I
sellers.
understand
Phil.
that, Gary. I understand that we're respectful agents and we're lovely
are.
people, but you know,
Well,
this
I don't know if we're lovely people, but respectful agents for sure.
Tedious as it is,
Yes.
viewers, just so you know,
It's not us.
We get 150 people to an auction. They all watch the property get sold
Yep.
publicly, the price, they all know it, and 150 people will go home and tell 3, 4, 10 people.
And it becomes public knowledge anyway.
1,500 people know by that night.
And when it's settled, it goes on record.
And we're asked to keep the price undisclosed.
Well,
we hate it, but we will respect our
we
vendor
must.
and our sellers and our
have to,
buyers'
Phil.
wishes.
We do.
But it's
And we will.
kind of a ridiculous concept.
Philip, we've been asked a
No
question.
disrespect intended. To
We've been
anybody.
asked a question from Stella who said, what does on the market mean at auctions? People ask,
that's a
is
good
on the market a
question.
good question?
Good question.
How about that question, on the market? Well,
Well, what does it mean, Gary?
well, it means that we've met a figure that the vendor will accept. So
Yes.
basically it means that we're at or beyond reserve price. People like to know that during an auction.
would it
Philip.
be
They've
fair
got
to
the right
say
to ask
on
that.
the market is the reserve price?
Well, it depends. I mean, sometimes it's so fast, the bids come so quickly, you
Yes.
don't even get to say it's on the market
Correct.
at the on the market figure or the reserve
Okay,
figure.
so I'll give you an example in Inkerman
Yeah.
Street. If you happen to be at that auction, am I allowed to say what the reserve was in Inkerman?
Well, I don't think so. No.
Okay, let's just figuratively say the reserve was, well, okay, let me rephrase. In Inkerman,
Well, no, they'll talk
I
about-
had a reserve that was there, but but the bidding went so quickly, it
Yeah.
was not until I got to there
That you drew breath
that
to
I
say
drew
it was
breath
on the
to say
market.
the property's on the
Yeah.
market. So by the time I said the property was on the market, it was already $100,000 over the reserve.
Yes, but you know, buyers want to know if the reserve's been met, and I think it's a
Yeah.
reasonable question.
Oh, we get asked it a lot.
We have no problem being asked it.
Most popular auction question is the property on the market?
And usually, however, the auctioneer will declare it anyway, but there's no actual requirement to do so,
No.
Philip, if you look at the technicality of the
But
law.
to summarise, Gary, it
Why
would be
would you
fair
say
to
it?
it would be
Yeah.
fair to say that on the market is the equivalent of where the vendor's reserve was, unless the auction moved so quickly that we didn't get a chance to say it until we were well over that figure. But on the market probably equates to the reserve.
I hope that answers your question, Stella. We've got a big weekend, Philip. We've got 24 auctions over 12 suburbs. Some exciting offerings as we, and I think there's any auctions after this weekend because then there's going to be the Labor Day weekend in March.
Before we go into that, Gary, though, it would be fair because
Taking me off track again.
The viewers are probably thinking, are we shooting live this show from Bali?
Yes, they could think so.
And the answer to that is, well, this could be Bali, but it's not. This is Bali coming to North Caulfield.
I can feel a property review going on here, Philip, coming up.
Gary, how magnificent!
Coming on.
How magnificent!
Yes.
Magnificent is this setting?
It is
Where,
magnificent.
let's play around a little bit. Let's not give the address so quickly.
Yes.
But here we are. We're sitting on
tropical paradise, Philip.
tropical paradise, but a square pool, Gary. When was the last time you saw a square pool?
Well, I think when I was young at a resort,
I don't believe
I think
you've
I'd had a
ever-
few too many, and the pool looked square, but
I
it
don't
wasn't.
believe you've ever seen a square pool because when I came to this property in this north-facing back garden setting, which is the number one orientation
And very private
you can
too,
ever
Phil.
find in Melbourne.
Very
But I
private.
came to this and I looked at the pool and I thought, wow, square pool. Why don't people do more of these? Because it looks
Absolutely.
fantastic.
Absolutely.
But I love this setting. It's not Bali, viewers. We are at number 15 Powderham Road
Yes.
in Caulfield North at the intersection virtually of Langdon Road. The most fabulous single-storey house on in excess of 800 square metres of prime
That's a
Caulfield
serious
North
block of land, Phil.
It's a big block of land, Gary, but this north-facing back garden is nothing short
And
of
it's
magnificent.
private. I can't
Completely
see a
private.
window
You're
here,
not-
Philip.
You're not
You could
overlooked.
be naked here. You could be naked.
Well, in fact, we were debating at the start of the show
Yes.
whether this should be the first GPTV episode
Well,
to be naked.
it's gonna be-
but we've got our 200th
That's
episode.
what I was just about to say.
and
Great minds.
Why don't we make it a naked
I think we
GPTV
should. Well, they've got the naked
episode?
news. I don't know if it's still on anymore. They had the naked news, which was good, very good news, by the way. Very informative, a global view on things. But it was naked, Philip.
Yeah, it was.
And so maybe we need to have
So
naked
viewers,
GPTV.
look, a bit of feedback. If you want this show to go naked, just send us an email to ideas@garypeer.com.au and we will consider it.
Before we get to review this, let's talk about our auctions, Philip. 24 this weekend over 12 suburbs. Can we review them?
24. Let's get into it. We're going to have to go through quickly, Gary, so let's start.
Let's do it. Philip, we start off in Glen Iris, Burke Road, Glen Iris, and this is a property that Jeremy Rosens is
Here's
auctioning.
Gary, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 carport, and the most magnificent outdoor terrace area, polished timber floorboards. That's a ripper.
We're all over Melbourne, Philip. I'm in Dandenong Road with Elsa, the Magnificent, as I like to call her.
You do.
We
And
are going
she
to
is.
be, she is, isn't she? What a gun Elsa is. 2 at 556 Dandenong Road, Philip.
Gary, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a massive courtyard garden, so you're getting a lot of land that wraps around this property. It's house-size apartment. Terrific.
Leo Samuel's going to be in Clayton, Philip, at 10:30. He's going to be auctioning his property in Monash Green Drive.
Monash
Phil.
Green Drive, Gary. Who would have ever thought we'd sell a property there? But we are, and it's 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom.
It's high time we did.
And a beautiful garden setting. Resort-style comfort is the heading on the brochure.
And the handsome Max Chainsman is handling that one, Philip, from our St Kilda office. 8 The Avenue is going to be one of the auctions of the week, Philip. It is going to go off because there's a lot of interest
and
in
so
it.
it should, because that is, as I've mentioned before, in the Williamsburg area of Melbourne. So all you little hipsters with your little beards happening there, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you that have never been to Williamsburg, it is just next door to Brooklyn,
In Russia.
In New York.
Okay.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and 1 car space. That is a really good property with a courtyard garden.
8 The Avenue, Philip, that's the one that you're talking about. Be there at 10:30 with Leon Guzenfitter. We're going to be around the corner an hour later in Hotham Street, 5 at 33 Hotham Street. Leo Samuel auctions this for Daniel Rees.
And Gary,
Great
a big
looking place.
bright apartment, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, beautifully renovated throughout, and obviously all part of the Carlisle Street action in that area.
You go and have a coffee then, Philip, because I'm going to be working, and so is Jeremy. I'm going to be auctioning in Travaska Street at 11:30 with Nikki Janover. This wonderful apartment, Philip, in this terrific position.
Gary, it's light, it's bright, it's 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Once again, beautifully renovated, not a cent to spend.
Jeremy Rosens joins forces with Adam Josky at 11:30 in Narrong Road. We've just sold a property there on the weekend,
We have.
Philip. We didn't talk about it, but it went really well.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 undercover car space, a big solid 1970s or 60s building. Love those properties.
I'm moving up the road at 12:30, Philip. One of 4 auctions at that time in Chomley Street, Paran. I'm meeting Joel Sir to auction this wonderful apartment.
Gary, I love Chomley Street. It's walking distance, and I've said this before, to one of my favourite cafes, Spoonful, which
Yes.
is on High Street, where Chomley Street intersects. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. That is a great first home, or one for the investment portfolio.
Jeremy Rosens is doing his St Kilda thing. Look at this property, Philip. It's a great looking place, great looking building. Inverleith Court also at 12:30.
Gary, this is sexy real estate. 3 levels, 2.5 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and a lock-up garage, and that's all part of the incredible St Kilda action. Love that spot.
I used to love watching the Munsters as a kid, Phil. Do you remember that show? They show that in Cootamundra?
Vaguely, no.
I don't
Well,
think so.
I wasn't
One of
allowed to
the-
watch it because
one
my
of the-
parents only ever let me watch the ABC.
That's like Spy Force. You got to watch that, didn't you?
Oh, you know what? There was 2 channels in Cootamundra.
Yes, RVN, AMV.
Yeah, you
I remember.
RVN,
Yeah.
AMV, which my parents would not let us watch.
Yep.
We had to watch only the ABC.
ABC,
That's
that's
why
right.
I'm so cerebral, Gary,
Is that
and
right?
so intelligent.
Yes, while you're
Thank
boring,
you, Mum
Philip.
and Dad, for giving
Making
me
him a
great
bore. 12:30 at 28 Munster Avenue, Phil. 12:30. Leo's auctioning this fantastic looking reproduction home, Philip.
Gary, this is a fabulous property. 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, off-street car parking, beautiful swimming pool. Just move straight into that one and enjoy right from day one.
You're going to be meeting Lemore, the wonderful Lemore.
The wonderful?
You'll be meeting her at Sebastopol Street, which is a great address, Philip. We used to live around the corner, both of us in separate homes.
We did, Gary.
But what a terrific property this is.
Gary,
Philip.
I love this one. This is the most gorgeous single-fronted home, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, undercover car parking coming in from a right-of-way at the rear. But check the swimming pool out on this home. It's a surprise package like you've never seen.
Looks a beauty, Philip. We're going to be in Elstonwick. We love it there, and that's going to be on Saturday at 1:30 p.m. in Glen Ire Road, Elstonwick, Phil, 364 Glen Ira Road at 1:30.
Gary, a big glamorous home on a huge 972 square metre parcel of land. That's 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking coming in from Blanche Street. A fabulous home with a great land opportunity as well.
Daniel Reese and Leo Samuel are going to be joining forces in Walker Street, number 4 Walker Street. Murrumbina, we love Murrumbina.
Well, Gary, we're doing so much work over there now since we opened our Carnegie office. This is 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and plenty of car parking. A really good family home, and Murrumbina has just developed into one of the standout suburbs in inner metropolitan Melbourne.
Indeed it has, Philip. You're not going to be finishing too early on Saturday. I've already knocked off by this time, but you're still going at 2:30.
I am, Gary.
You're in Birch Street in Caulfield South. That's a good address, great position.
Gary, what a great house. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms and plenty of car parking by a double lock-up garage. But Birch Street, right on the park. And you can walk to the tram, you can walk to the cafes. That's a really good spot. I'm in love with that position.
And at 2:30 on Saturday, Philip, it could well be sold. But if it isn't sold, please come and see us at the auction in Marine Avenue. What a great location.
I think
Jeremy
that
Rosen
will be sold, Gary, but
going to
if
be
it's
involved.
not, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 car space, and obviously part of the Elwood Groove.
That's a big Saturday, Phil. Let's move on to Sunday because we're starting at 10:30 again. We've got 3 auctions. One of them is the one that I'm going to be doing with Adam at 197 Alma Road in St Kilda East. Take us through this one,
Gary,
Phil.
beautiful family home, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, car parking, swimming pool, polished timber floorboards, everything that opens and shuts. Got to love that house.
I think it's been quite popular, Philip. It should be. Melby Avenue, I know, has been very popular. That's at 10:30. Jeremy Rosen's auctions. That one, together with Nikki Janover.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, off-street car parking for a couple of cars. And that's right near the Green Meadows Park.
Gardens, Phil. Yes,
It's a terrific spot.
It is. Now our property of the week, Philip, is at 10:30 a.m. And here we are. Let's give it away.
Gary, I love this house and
Yeah.
I love the street and I love the fact that I can walk to the cafes in Hawthorne Road. Powderham, one of the best streets of the area.
It is, isn't
and
it?
it's a fabulous house.
Yeah.
Very rare to get a single-storey home on a big parcel of land. So
With this
there's
orientation,
there's a
yeah.
lot to love about this property.
It's got great orientation, great accommodation. We're going to be auctioning this one at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday, or I should say Sunday, if not sold prior, because there's a bit of action and
You never know.
a bit of movement around here too. But certainly this is one of the premium homes in the market in Caulfield North at the moment. So we're looking forward to seeing you here. Philip, at 11:30, we're going to be moving on to Carlingford Street. Leo Samuel auctions that one for Daniel Reese, and there's
Gary,
been good interest
a
in it.
beautifully renovated 2-bedroom villa with a 1 bathroom and a lock-up garage. Great spot there. I'm a real fan of that area.
One of the auctions expected to go off is at 11:30. You're going to be ducking down there after here, Philip, and that's in Satin Street. It could well be a off-the-planet result there, Phil.
Harry, you're so funny with your little subtle reference
Quips
to
they
the
are.
solar system. So clever, so quick.
A wit.
So much good company.
Not the sort of wit you often say that I am.
Wait to go out
Yes.
for dinner with you next and you can regale us with your little anecdotes. 4 bedrooms.
Go for it.
4 bedrooms.
You should be so lucky.
4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, lock-up garage, everything that opens and shuts. And a shout out to the developers there who really have done the most beautiful job.
One of my absolute favourite streets that nothing ever comes up for sale in is in Grimwade Court, Philip. This number 4 is coming up on Sunday at 12:30 p.m. You're going to be doing the auction with Darren and the team. This is a great looking house, I reckon.
Gary, it is, and a little subtle reference to Grimwade Court. Gary, I'm assuming that the Grimwade family,
Yes.
which are an
Established
establishment
Melbourne family,
they probably donated this street or had it
Yes,
named after
maybe.
them. Maybe
Hope
they
so.
did the subdivision. I don't know. We know some of the Grimwades, don't we?
We
Gary?
do, yes.
Anyway, that's got nothing to do with why you should come and bid for this property. You should come and bid for it because it's a beautiful home, stunningly
Great position.
renovated, in a court which is just a little bit of a secret coming off St Albans Avenue.
It is.
Great address, great house, and a great style to the property.
I couldn't agree with you more, Philip. At 716 Newland Street's at 12:30. Jeremy Rosen's auctioning that one with Mr. Michael Jonas.
Gary, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, beautifully renovated throughout. Great opportunity to get into the market.
One of the other most popular auctions of the week, Philip, is the auction you'll be conducting at 1:30 on Sunday. It's in Imperial Avenue, Philip.
I'm going to have some fun this weekend, given the fact that I've got a smorgasbord of offerings that seem to be popular.
do.
So I should have some fun.
They'll make you look good, won't they?
That's a beautiful property, Gary. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage. Very glamorous, that home, and it's the sort of home you can just move straight into and enjoy.
And good value in the price range. Elza Schilling has been handling that one and having a ball whilst doing it. Philip, we finish off at 2:30 if it's not sold prior, because it may be. There's some movement at the station. But of course, we've got the best property ever sold in Caulfield South, which is history is being made, Phil. And that's, of course, the property in Burindi Road, 54 and 56 Burindi Road, Caulfield South. What an exciting property
Gary,
this
a
is.
quick aerial tour of that property. You
Yes.
will look down on that and say, gee, 2 blocks of land. It's a resort-like setting.
It is,
We
Phil.
did GPTV there
Yes.
last week. It's a stunning house. It's a benchmark property. It's the sort of thing that if you own this house, it's a local landmark, and it's just a wonderful privilege to be able to bring up a family in a house like that, Gary, because your family, your children are all going to want to be home. Your friends and family are going to want to come
Indeed.
over, which may or may not be a good thing, but it's certainly the sort of place where it's a generational opportunity.
Resort style living in Caulfield South amidst a magnificent parcel of land and luxury. Philip, that's a big wrap in terms of our review, but I think just before we go, I just want to say that there are, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this, but we've got 3 people from our organisation who are up for Australian awards, Philip. We've got Judy Zhu on the screen there. Well done to you, Judy, up for an Australian Achievement Award as being taken to the Nationals, aren't we? We're taking
Go
Judy.
the Nationals.
Go the Nationals. Yeehaw. We've got Judy. We've also got Jeremy Rosens, as he's now been recognised in Victoria twice as being the best salesperson in Victoria as a real estate director. So well done to him representing the state. And of course, our own lovely Eliza Carr, who is now being up for the best corporate support person
Good
in
on
Australia.
you, Eliza. I haven't had an opportunity to tell you recently how good I think you are.
Yes,
and a
she's
lovely
a-
person, and
she
lovely
is.
and joyful to have around.
She's wonderful and puts up
Yeah.
with me, which is her pleasure. But Philip, and we're also
what
up
a
for the
dream job.
We're also up for the Communications Award, the best communicators in Australia, and that, of course, is very much about this show, GPTV. So
If
thank you
we're
for
the
supporting
best
it.
communicators in Australia, Gary, all I can say, that's a sad indictment on the industry.
Well, we are representing Victoria in 4 categories. We're the most prolific represented agent in Victoria. So go Victoria. Let's hope that we win it, and that's coming up soon. In the meantime, Philip,
to the Nationals.
the
I
market
love
is
saying
strong.
that, going to the Nationals.
The market is strong. The
You
results
know, when
have been
you say
strong.
going to the Nationals, that's a reference to
boot scooting or something,
the
or what?
American. You know how they're crazy. I love the Americans, but they're
too.
they're fundamentally crazy.
Oh,
And you
we
know,
all
this
are,
show
really.
is syndicated right around 51
Yeah.
states of
Oh, of
America.
course. I love it there.
But you're all crazy. But they
Well, they're
know
going to
how-
vote Donald Trump in as president. I mean, what can you say? It's extraordinary, isn't it?
What do you say about that? I mean,
I love him, but, you know,
I've got to tell you, I do
I'm
love
not sure,
him
but I'm not
too.
sure about running a
But
country.
would you want him to have his finger on the button?
No, I'm not sure. And there's some stuff he says that I'm not so sure I love, but he's just such an interesting person.
Well,
isn't he?
he's
out there.
He's flamboyant. He's out there,
yeah.
but is he equipped to run the most important
Well, that's the
country
question,
of the
isn't it?
world?
But Gary, I've interrupted you anyway.
So
Go on,
going to
go-
the
The
Nationals.
Nationals.
The Nationals-
Because Donald Trump's going to the Nationals,
You know,
isn't he?
they have that kind of thing where it's generally girls.
Yeah.
It's a combination of
Like
gymnastics
cheerleaders.
and cheerleading.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of cheerleading and
Yep.
gymnastics where they actually throw these girls up into the air.
Yes.
And it's quite exciting. It's a
Yes.
thing that never caught on in this country,
No.
unfortunately. I love it.
like throwing girls in the air? Is that what you're
I'm
saying?
thinking we should start it at Gary Pier. We
Yes.
should have I don't know what it is. Ridiculous.
What do you want to do?
actually.
Start throwing secretaries in the air or what?
Secretaries?
Yeah.
What an old-fashioned, stupid term
Okay,
is
well,
that?
I meant, you know,
Old
executive
sec-
assistants. Well, you know,
secretaries.
who are you going to throw in the air? Our saleswomen, our property managers, who exactly are you going to throw in
I
the
don't
air?
know whether it's politically correct to throw anybody in the air. But speaking of throwing people in the air,
I reckon we're going to get thrown in the air by some of the viewers here.
what a
probably
great
posing.
what a great market, viewers. And for those of you that have a concern about the property market, all I say is this. We've been in this industry now for in excess of 30 years. We've seen the good times follow the bad times, follow the good times. And as we said in the sales meeting yesterday, Gary, if you buy at the wrong time and paid too much,
Yeah.
within a few years, we've seen the new high
Yep.
beaten every time.
What are you talking about? We're talking
So-
about Donald Trump and throwing,
no, what
throwing,
I'm saying-
throwing people in the air. Now you're just talking about the market
What I'm
again.
saying is
Yeah.
that I've personally
Yeah, yeah.
bought a property and
Right.
paid too much for it.
And why are you saying
And
this?
yet 3 or 4 years later, I look back and gone, gee, that was cheap. What a genius I was.
And
to
where's
buy
the
it.
relevance of anything else that we've discussed?
Well,
You're just talking
because
about real estate
because
now,
there's
are you?
been so much
Okay.
talk about where is the property market
Yeah,
up to,
okay.
and I had to get away from
all
Donald
the-
Trump
yeah.
because he has got
yeah.
he has got lawyers all over the world
true.
working for him. I love you, Donald. If I was in America, I'd
Yeah.
vote for you.
Would
Us
you
fellow
really?
redheads, we've got to stick together.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I'm not sure if we might have polarised some of our viewers, Philip, because a lot of people would not like to hear that you're going to vote for Donald
I
Trump.
didn't say I'd vote for him to be the president.
No, you'd vote for him. You'd vote for him to give us something for sale.
I'd vote for him in the silliest hair competition.
yeah, I tell you what, you wouldn't have much competition. That's a big wrap on GPTV. We've got out of control as we approach our 200th episode next week, Philip. My name
Is it next week?
I think it is,
Are we
Philip.
doing anything special?
Probably not. My name is Gary Peer.
It is Gary, and I'm Philip Kingston. Have a great week.
Bye.